Welcome back to another episode of Liberty Creek. Now in this episode, it's just a quick update. I'm up here on the weekend. The weather looks like it's not going to cooperate. We were up here till almost 8:30 last Sunday. It was dark. I was trying to put up the tarps above my head, and I just stapled them in. I didn't think that I thought I was going to come here today and find them across the property, but to my amazement, they actually stayed on. The only thing I did bad was over here, these tarps should have went under the big tarp, and so some of the rain came down, went right inside and collected, but it's nowhere as bad as it would have been. Everything did get protected, so that's good. I can't believe it actually stayed on. And today's project, before it rains on me, I wanted to put in some more support for the trusses. In certain areas you have to reinforce the trusses because of earthquakes, stuff like that. I don't think I have anything to worry about here in Vermont, but I wanted to put the extra support in for twisting. I should have put temporary support on the top. That's a must, just anytime you're putting up trusses. But it was getting late. I failed to do so as I was going along, and I'm happy I didn't come back today and find the entire structure on the ground. But I guess I put enough support with the ridge beam and the end for the gable ends to hold everything together. I am going to be putting in hurricane ties that will just give it a little bit extra support and secure it to the top plate a little bit better than just the nails. A little overkill maybe, but I don't think so. A lot of people do it. So we're going to put the hurricane tie right in here. Let me get a hurricane tie. Spread them out. I go around the gang nail, put it right up, bring it up tight. This is how I'm doing it. One side has 2, one has 3. I'm sure this is for bigger top plates. I put 3 here, 2 here, 2 and 3. Okay, we're almost done putting in all the hurricane ties. Jen had the left side of the building, I had the right. They're all in there. Show you how we have 22 of them. All right, so we started to put some 2x4s in to strengthen the trusses. So far, as you can see, they're staggered and they come all the way up. I got knocked out one back. So how I'm doing it. I'm sure it's not the absolute correct way, but it's the way I'm doing it. So this is not going over, so that's in the way. So I'm going to cut it right here.
Yep.
And then the next one will stagger to the end. And I'll lock them all together. And then we'll do the other side. And then we're going to lock in the gable end. We're going to bring 2x4s in and lock them in about 3 deep on both sides, top and bottom. Crisscross it. And I think that's about all we're doing. Okay, it's the next day, Sunday. September, Jen?
15th maybe?
15th maybe? Something like that. You have to check your calendar if you want to fact check me. So, update on everything. We have about roughly, I would say 100 and, I mean this is a crazy estimate of my vacation time and maybe I have, what you say?
Like 150 hours.
150 hours, you know, up here. We've probably been up here more, but, you know, I'm saying work. I got about 150 hours into this, okay? So it's like three weeks at work, 4 weeks at work. And my budget right now, I'm saying I haven't spent a penny over $8,000. So I'm $8,000 and not in the hole because I actually saved for this project. My budget now is gone. All right, but I have everything already. Even though it's not here, I already purchased everything to complete the roof except for the shingles. I would like to go, you know, have a metal roof, but that's not happening. Metal roofs usually cost 3 times more. If you have someone install it. If I install it myself, it may be cheaper. That's something I'm actually going to look into this week before I buy the shingles. But I have everything. I have the ice and shield wrap. I have the tar paper. I have everything for the walls. I have the wrap for the walls. I have everything to get us weather tight. And then I also have all the windows, the doors, stuff like that. So that's the budget right there. We were pricing around, looking at some of the other shops, like the when we first started this, we were looking at the place in Vermont,
Jamaica
Cottage, and we actually went there. It was closed on the weekend. We still walked around the lot there. We didn't know, and we looked at everything. And they make some nice stuff. And they have this one cabin I would love to have, and it's really nice. But they want to get what I'm getting, totally, completely weatherproof and package insulated, and I mean everything. They want like $100,000. And it's bigger than this though. It's a little bit bigger, but it's a beautiful cabin. They want over $100,000, and like I said, I'm at this point right now, and it cost me about 7, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less. I have to look at all my receipts and stuff, and at the end of the build, I'll give you more of a confident, set in stone price that everything costs me, because it's all labor. It's all labor. Even the stuff I buy at the store and I'm doing all the labor, I still cringe because they mark it up so much, and I still try to go to the best quality but the cheapest I could find. Try to get any rebates, anything like that, to save myself some money, because like I said, you could get a lot with your money if you shop smart and if you do all the work yourself. And you're looking at $8,000. If you go to some of these places that do the prefabs, the already built, and they just drop it off on a trailer, yeah, you don't have to go through all the trouble of putting up the work. And if you have money like that, money to burn, do it. But you're getting something that's like 8 by 16, and you're still paying $12,000 for it, and it's still not insulated. Sometimes it doesn't even come with the roof. You still have to supply the shingles. There's no foundation. You have to supply the foundation. A lot of people just put it on railroad ties, or they buy those things at Home Depot, the cement blocks. But you cannot get something this size from anywhere for what we're going to end up paying for, guarantee you. So, and anybody could do this. I talked about it on a different video. My skill level is, I'm a handyman. I'm just confident in what I do. I research, I read it, I YouTube it, I Google it, I have books. My grandfather was a master carpenter, but he's no longer with us. And, he taught me a little bit. And my father also was a handyman. He taught me a little bit, not to be afraid of tools. If you want to do something, you go ahead out there and you set your mind to it and you try to do it. I bought my house about 9 years ago. When I bought my house, I lived in an apartment for years. I had maybe a hammer. I didn't have anything. Now I have a wood shop fully equipped because it's something that I wanted. And you go to work, you work hard, you buy things as you can, you don't put yourself in debt, and you end up with nice things. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, and they don't want to put the work in. I know people that are very successful people, got a lot of money. They don't own a screwdriver set in their house. They hire anybody to come fix anything because they are completely confident that they don't know how to do it. So don't be those type of people. Get out there, read a book, and try it. At first it probably won't look as good. Eventually you'll learn from your mistakes. And we'll go from there. This is a big rant, but today we're going to finish the truss, strengthening of the truss. I started a cross beam to tie in the gable. It's right there. I'm going to do another one crossing back the other way, so it's crisscross. I'm going to put one in the front, and I'm going to put one probably in the center, and that will be it. The roof is ready for sheathing. The sides are ready for sheathing. It was a quick week, quick weekend. It rained all weekend. I mean, I'm coming up here on weekends, folks, and I'll tell you, this is probably like our 6th weekend, and look where we're at. You know, you're talking about maybe we're putting in 8 hours a day. Sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're putting in 6 because we want to go into town and grab lunch or whatever. But you put the time in and you do it and you keep at it, and it adds up. And everyone, when I built my shed, if you watch that video, everyone says, wow, that went up in like 2 weekends. Yeah, because I did it. And you just set a plan and you go forth and do it. And they're like, wow, that's like, you know, you built a little house in your backyard. Yeah, that's what I wanted, because the shed, I'm telling you, my wife says it probably cost me about $2,000. I'm still saying it cost me about $1,200 to $1,500. But you go to Home Depot and a shed that size will cost you $3,000.
Oh, they don't even have sheds that
They
size.
don't have sheds that size. That size, all their sheds could fit in my shed, and it'll still cost you. Their biggest shed's $3,000, and you still have to purchase the roof. They don't give you the roofing material, and you have to have a foundation to put it on something. They don't supply that, so it's ridiculous how much everything's marked up. But they need to make money off of people like you that just don't want to get out there and swing a hammer. And you search on YouTube, there are people that are twice my age. I've seen a lady twice my age building a cabin, and yeah, she did have some help. She might have brought contractors in for certain things, but she saved a lot by doing some herself. You know, as long as you're confident you're not going to get hurt, and you're you know, the dangerous parts of it, you're not comfortable on ladders or electricity or anything like that, yeah, go get some help. But anything else, try to tackle it yourself. You save so much money. They're totally rip-off. Total rip-off. Alright, that's done with my rant. Anyway, today we plan on tackling the rest of the trusses and maybe start the sheathing on the outside. I don't know. We'll see. But this weekend was fun. It was more laid back. That's stressful, and we just came to knock out a couple little things and and go from there. Alright. Hopefully this video and stuff from this little segment makes it in my video. I just want to give a little update of what we did this weekend, because we're always at it. Even though it was thundering, we try to get up here and get a little bit done. And that's how it gets done, a little at a time.